right, what's up, y'all? Good morning. Come on into the Rooted in Progress Stream Center. It's your favorite people in the entire world.
Yes,
Deanne King and Terrence Middlebrooks. How are you, Terrence?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are here once again.
We really are matching.
We are. Are we not? That's what I'm saying.
I just want the people to know that I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I get dressed before he does. And I'm on television and he can see what I have on. So he chooses to dress like me.
Are you trying to say I stalk you?
I'm just here to make
morning?
a public service announcement.
Stalk you in the morning? I told her, I was like first day of school. Every Wednesday night, Thursdays to me are like the first day of school. I get up and lay my outfits out. So I don't know what you're wearing, actually.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Until I wake up. So.
What's up, y'all? We have a fun show, a great guest. Who we have been getting to know a little bit before we came on to our show. Let's go ahead and introduce the one, the only R McIntyre, doctoral candidate. We are so excited to have you.
Nice. Thank you.
I feel like you have a bunch of title, hood motivator,
you know what? We said it's
Army
philanthropists
veteran
on here. Yeah, and I'm like, man, I don't think that does any justice. So that's why we're here today, to dive into who JR really is.
Definitely.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
I'm honored to, first of all, thank you for just bringing me on and seeing the vision and just me being a part of your platform. I watch you guys all the time.
Oh,
so
appreciate it, man. You get another round of applause.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
There you go.
I'm from California, born and raised, raised was in Long Beach, California, Los Angeles. And mother died of AIDS. I tell that story all the time. Daddy was a preacher. Saw a lot of gang banging and drug violence and all this stuff growing up in California, just like the regular kid. And seeing my father raise his kids as a black man in the 80s and 90s, and people saying that he couldn't do it. And after my mother passed away, so I saw all that stuff. Then I ventured off doing my own thing and watching my cousins and friends gang bang and following suit, doing all that craziness until I ended up in the county jail after I graduated high school. And after that, I went straight into the United States Army.
Wow. That's a turnaround.
Yeah.
That's from being in jail and then straight into the Army. What made you want to make that leap?
It wasn't me wanting to make the leap. My father was already pressing me about 2 years before I had made my mistake to go into the Navy, and I was running away from my dream and my rebuking it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. And then once I went to the county jail, he came, he got me out, did what we needed to do, and 2 weeks later I was in the United States Army, and the Army changed my life.
Yeah. What age were you at that point?
19.
19?
19, yes, yeah. Uh-huh.
And being from Long Beach, I mean, was there any type of gang presence in your life that you were surrounded by?
Yeah, a whole lot. Like, that's all I saw. My mother was actually a gangbanger, my sister, my cousins.
Wow.
I joined my hood when I was in the 3rd grade. So all we saw was that, because we didn't see no way out growing up. Like, being a kid, you don't know what, I went to Germany at the age of 19, 20 years old. I didn't think of a Germany when I was as a 3rd grader or a 4th grader, or even seeing my way out of Los Angeles or Compton or Long Beach, when we were, living at.
Wow.
Very interesting.
What were some of the things for you? What was your mentality growing up between elementary, middle, and high school? What was your mentality then? And how much did it change once you got into the Army?
Well, I say that growing up where I came from got me ready for the United States Army at that time. At that time, we were going to war. After the towers fell, I went straight into Iraq in 2003. Wow. So I joined the Army 2002, July 23rd, and then almost a year later, I was in the desert, and I did Iraq tours 3 times, 55 months in combat. I did Afghanistan, did all these things, but I believe growing up where I came from, if I didn't grow up the way I did, I wouldn't have survived out there. Because it was instinct, it was understanding, it was situational awareness. Because even in the hood, walking to the liquor store, you can't walk on the opposite side of the street because they teach you at a young age, hey, if you walk this way and a car is coming up from behind you, they can shoot you in the back. How do you know that at 8 and 9 years old? Because your parents, your cousins teach you, hey, when you walk to the store, walk on the completely opposite side of the main street. Okay.
Wow.
So those are things that taught me, and then going up into and getting ready to go to war. I didn't know that I was getting prepared to go to war as a young kid. And all of my 20s I spent in Iraq or Afghanistan. So.
At what point, I'm assuming in the military, you had that transition from a boy to a man?
My first deployment, when I started seeing people die in uniform, and it was my friends. and the bracelets that I wear right now is you know, it's always Memorial Day for us. Understanding that, you know, so from boy to man, when I start seeing that and seeing this stuff was real and it wasn't a movie, as a black man, it was crazy, and I didn't have no guidance. Like, we were rapidly deploying, so it's like, you better grow up or you're going to be left behind, you know. So
What was there a moment where you thought you couldn't do this, especially considering your background and what you had gone through?
yeah, I had a lot of moments to myself that struck my mental, that I was like, I can't do this no more. And but there was nowhere for us to go, right? So you stuck in Iraq 13 months. I did a 15-month. I did another 12-month. So it's like, where are you gonna go? You know? But after all, seeing all that stuff and being in combat and losing all these friends, it's like, all right, man, this is what it is. This is what I'm gonna do. So you program mentally, like, okay, we're gonna die here. We're gonna do what we gotta do.
It reminds you of the streets you grew up in, right?
Exactly. So that's, I mean, they was telling us at a young age that we won't make it to 21 out the streets, 18 let alone. So now when you get in the military, I don't know if other people understand, when you go through your MOS training, there is something on that paperwork that tells you your life expectancy. Oh, this job will make you live 3.5 years. And they was going off of what happened in World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, all that. So it's like, this is MOS that would last 3.5 years in combat if you still there. So it's like, okay, all right, I know I'm gonna die. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'm ready, because I started seeing a lot of my friends die. So I was like, I was already ready.
So how long were you in the Army?
14 years.
14 years.
So there was something that happened in the Army that you didn't get out after the first 4, but you stayed in. So
yeah,
I guess it was a great thing, right?
I mean, I didn't have nothing to go back home to, right? So it was like, either I tough it out here and die with honor, or I go back to the streets and die and it's no honor, right? Wow. So it's like, and I knew that, like, if I died in the military, my family is going to be taken care of for life. I never was married, but my kids would be good for the rest of their life. Wow. My father, my life insurance, all that. But if I go back to the hood and I die, I'm just a memory on a T-shirt. And just something that's I remember Lil JR, you know what I'm saying?
Well, and then too, the purpose of it is, it's much greater.
Right.
Serving than it is out on the streets.
Exactly.
There's no purpose.
Right.
What are you game banging for?
Exactly. We're not taking over anything, and that's what a lot of my messages go towards. That's why I am the hood motivator, not because I'm from the hood and that's what you're gonna see when I come up on you. You're gonna see the type of intellect that understands that I know where I came from, but this is where I can go.
Yeah, you mentioned the hood motivator, folks. That's another title that you carry. I met JR at a conference, and I really thought it was interesting. You and I hit it off, you know, right before you stepped on stage, and I was like, wow, hood motivator. What in the world is this
with
guy
an
got
8
to say?
in the name?
I'm thinking like, man, what does this guy have to talk about? But the message you deliver is very impactful.
Wow.
So
I appreciate you.
Yeah, so let's dive in that. Where did the name Hood Motivator come from?
You know, so after the military, I started to go to school at Kaiser. Shout out to Kaiser University in 2017. I've been in school almost 10 years. In the middle of that, I wanted to become an entrepreneur.
Now, hold on real quick. You've been in school almost 10 years. Why? Tell them why. Not because you're just trying to get your...
No.
Trying to get one degree.
No.
Degree. Tell them why.
10 years trying to get one degree.
So
at that point, it's honorary.
Yeah.
No, tell them why you've been in school for 10 years.
Nah, in that 10 years, shout out to Kaiser. Let me retract that statement. In that 10 years, I have got my, from 2017 to next year, which will be 10 years, I have obtained with Kaiser my associates in sports medicine, my bachelor's in human health performance, my master's in business, then a bunch of certifications, my PMP, my PBA, which is project management certification, and then my doctorate in business with a concentration in global administration with Kaiser. So that's what it is.
Period.
So when people say they tell you they've been in school for that long, that's the questions that you should come back with. No, I haven't been chasing one. And I know career students in California in semesters, and it's like, you haven't even graduated with associates, and you've been in school 20 years, but no, I get it. So,
brother, you got more degrees in this weather center.
Nah.
Right.
But I want, so as a man, I needed to have something to stand on outside the military, because in my job skill set, it was the strongest survives. Intelligence, being present, shoot, move, communicate. Outside of that, can you use that other than being a police officer outside of the military? Yeah. So I got a job as, I started my company as being a bodyguard, because I thought that's what God wanted me to do. and I failed after COVID, and I went bankrupt, and I went back into my hole and started to think about the things that I was going through in my mental health. And God was like, I never told you to do that. I told you to do this. You went a long way, but you went a wrong way. So my father is a bishop. Both my grandfathers are ministers. So I started to speak life into myself. And then I came to my homies. I was like, hey, I'm transitioning. I want to become a life coach and a motivational speaker. I need a name. And we came up with several names and we scratched it off. And the Hood Motivator was the last thing that stuck, because I wanted people to judge me by that name. So when I walk in a room, I have something to explain. I have a book on Amazon called The Elephant. It tells you exactly how people judge you when you walk in a room. But at the end of the day, just like them 10 years of education, I've been doing my work to be here, and I deserve to be here.
Absolutely. Mic drop. At that point, we're going to dive more into your platform, you as a life coach, motivational speaker, when we come back.
Definitely.
JR, 10 years, baby. What we got?
What we doing? Yeah. Let me flex on you a little bit.
Welcome back to Rooted in Progress. We have none other than the Hood Motivator himself, Dr. R McIntyre. We were just talking about your list of accomplishments and multiple degrees that you've been able to acquire in the last 10 years, and now how you're utilizing that to create, or not even to create, to live life on this platform that you have created, called the Hood Motivator. So you're a life coach, you're a motivational speaker,
author,
cartoonist.
Cartoonist.
Yes, I have a cartoon that's coming out next year called The Little Hood Motivators, and it's
a book.
Yeah, no, it's on YouTube. It's a cartoon series like Miss Rachel, and it's going to be targeting kids. Kids that look like us, that's talking to our younger version of ourselves about mental health.
Wow.
Like, we see the cartoons about everything else, but we don't have the encouraging cartoons to say, hey, if you fall down, you can do it. And in this cartoon series, it's just talking about kids that deal with ADHD, that deal with mental health, that has domestic violence problems at their homes, that they don't talk about when they come to school. They are little superheroes because we have a voice. That's it.
Wow, I love that. I love that. When you're speaking to these kids, well, before we get there, let's talk about how you even created that platform. Some of your first experiences talking to children. What was that like for you?
I knew after the first time they put me in a room with my first speech as a professional speaker, I was nervous because it was like, okay, is this me? I need to find myself again, and this was the better version. So yes, speaking to kids has become my my safe spot for them. So if we attack the kids at the lowest level and show them that it's cool to be smart and it's okay to raise your hand and say that something is wrong with me, then we can change the generations ahead. We're trying to attack each other at this age and we don't listen. I'm 45, so at the end of the day, it's like, why should I listen to you? I didn't already live my life. But if we teach these kids that are struggling to say, okay, and on top of that, I have a nephew that I didn't mentor. His name is TK. He's doing 80 years in jail right now. That's my sister's son. Wow. And I felt like if I would have mentored him the way I needed to do, but I was in the military, so it's like, all right, JR, like what you could have done. But right now, if I can speak to his age group and under and let them know there is a way out, just keep striving. Look at me. I've been through so much and nothing gave to me, but it's okay to look the way you look. You could be the Hood Motivator. You can dress nice, but when you open your mouth, you better be articulate and explain your way. And that's it.
Part of your speech, you talk about getting in front of your ugly.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about what that phrase means.
Yeah, it's just before people get a chance to Google you, tell them how you messed up in life. A lot of us live on social media and everything is perfect. I'm going against the grain, and I'm gonna tell you the ugly side of me, the bad side, the betrayals, the things that I've been through, the sides that when I needed somebody, they left me on red, or just the mental health side of that part. Like, hey, I am not perfect, but this is what I'm doing to perfect my way to get to where I need to go. And I'm adamant about that. So if I tell you something about me before somebody else tell you, then it ain't new news. It's something like, hey, this is me, how you doing? This is what I've been through. I'm bankrupt, I did all these things, I used to game all these things, but here I am today standing. This is a better version of me.
When we talk about gangs in general and young kids who were in gangs, I was kind of getting on to Terrence. He told me he was going to bring up like Julio Fulio and all of those things, which we can dive in a little bit later. But when we're talking about gang life within itself, right? And I feel like we have so many conversations. We've had chiefs of police on here. We've had city council members. We've had state representatives, right? And they know it's an issue.
Right.
We know gang activity is a major issue.
Right.
Matter of fact, and I'll say this as a news anchor, half the time we get news releases that are like, this shooting happened, and we're trying to figure out, it was a gang.
Right.
Like, that's why these gangs are beefing, and now we're seeing the back and forth or whatever.
Right.
But how do you, through your lens, what do you think is the solution? How can you change the perception and the perspective that young kids who are already in gangs, how do you get to them and reach them?
Well, first of all, I get to understand where they're coming from because I was that kid, right? I just left in January. I was at Corrigan facility in Connecticut speaking at the jail system because it's like we have so many kids there that never had nobody, no strong man or person in their life to tell them you don't have to do that. So I believe it's also too, it's an educational problem. A lot of our kids are suffering with mental health issues. So their cry out is try to go join the strongest entity, which is their neighborhood, their gang, their set, where they're from, so they can get notoriety, not knowing that at the end of the day, 20, 30 years, you don't have no retirement plan. You're still doing the same thing. You know how many homies I know that are my age and still repping the same stuff I was repping when I was in my teens? Wow. So it said, at the end of the day, if we don't change as a unit, and if we can't each one teach one, so look like me, be like me. When I walk into these facilities and I'm talking to these kids, I'm not talking because I don't know. I grew up just like you. But there's a way out. Let me show you a way through the matrix. Let me help you change your algorithm on your life. All of us, a lot of kids growing up, all we thought was one way. If we saw it, that was going to be it. And then we see the rap music and we see the videos and we see the homies and we see everybody doing all, and it looks cool. It's not cool. Even the stuff on streaming, you're disrespecting women. You're doing all these crazy things. But when you get 30 and 40 years, you're going to have families and kids that'll be like, that was you, Dad? That was you. So they don't see that, but I see that and I try to help them. And then, of course, some of the people will say, oh, that's lame, but it's not lame. It's lame to be safe. It's lame to go home at night and say, you know what? I'm safe. I'm here. I'm not out there doing this, that, and the third. The people that know me, like my cameraman, everybody know I'm not outside because I don't have time for that. Because at the end of the day, I have to protect my energy and I got to know who I'm talking to, what I'm doing, because somebody's going to pick up this and they're going to take it and run with it.
You mentioned that you start a lot of your conversations off with your background, what you went through, your struggle.
Yeah.
Do you find that being more of a attention grabber to a lot of your audience, especially the young people?
Definitely, because sometimes when they have speakers come, they don't relate to them. And I want to relate to them fast. Hey, I'm not just somebody they paid to get here to come just to ruin your time for about an hour or two. No, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. And whatever story I can tell to help reach them. Like I was a bodyguard. I just heard you guys mention some of the rappers in Florida. I was a rapper. I was a bodyguard for one of your top rappers that was into it with Julio. His name was Young and Ace. At the height of the moment, I was right there with Young and Ace for 8 shows, his whole tour, going from city to city and highlighting all the stuff that was going on in that same situation before Julio died. They was going back and forth. Did I fear for my life? Yeah, but at the end of the day, guess what I also was doing? I was in that young man's ear telling him, hey, you don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it changed, but at the end of the day, I know I was doing 2 things at once, and that's what I do now for the youth. Either I'm your life coach or I'm your mentor, and I'm behind you and I support you 100%.
I really think the tough part about that is the fact that, you could be in a young person's ear or just a person in general's ear for what? How long? An hour, 2 hours, or like you always said, I'm a text message away or I'm a call away. The problem is that social media is with us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These musical lyrics are in our ear. Their earbuds 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, constantly influencing them.
Right.
So do you feel like that sometimes your message just don't get through?
I do. Yeah. And just like us growing up, certain messages got through to us. And I believe that if you are in the
both
reason
physically and audibly,
But I feel like
got my butt whooped.
Yeah, exactly. I did too. But I feel like if I'm that walking billboard, and they can trust me, the message goes in there better. They can receive it better. So, because a lot of the kids, they hear messages from people, and it's not who you want to hear from. So it's like, I don't even want to be nothing like you. Why are you trying to tell me to do X, Y, Z? You ain't even done it. And I tell people all the time, I said, in order to coach, the kids got to see, and that's people, examples of where they want to be. It's like, in no disrespect, it's like a trainer that's giving advice to be a trainer, and you're not in shape. They're not going to pay attention. And that's what's happening right now. We make so much money on this phone that we forget to dive into the essence of what it is. I'm a true motivational speaker, not because I speak well, because everything I do leading up to me even coming here, how I motivate, how I inspire, how I pray, how I ground myself, how I hug trees, how I mold myself, everything I do to get to that point to say, you know what, it's so much negativity, JR. It's harder to stay positive, and that's what I try to do.
Wow, good for you. I want to hear what's next with you and what you got coming down the pipeline. We're going to dive into that when we come back. All right, we're live on Rooted in Progress, y'all, with Dr. R McIntyre, who is a motivational speaker, just a true testament to somebody who can truly change your life and change their lives around and show us what is actually possible. So what's next for you? I know you say you actually graduate, you walk across the stage in December, but what are you thinking? I know you also talked about your cartoon coming. What else you got down the pipeline?
Well, everybody asks me what I'm going to do when I get my doctorate, when I'm done, when I walk, and I'm doing it right now, right? When I walk in these rooms, the doors are already open, and you can't deny me. My father told me when I was younger, he said, there's two things they can't take away a black man, is your education and your military experience. So at the end of the day, you can judge me by the hat I wear, the shoes, and even who I am. But when I walk in that room, show me some respect because I put the time in. The next thing I have coming up is the cartoon, and I just left Steve Harvey last week. Shout out to his team. They brought me there to speak for 200 fatherless boys on Father's Day weekend. It was amazing, and that's my give back to them every year. I love it. I love the way his team does it. They've been doing it for about 25 years. But moving forward, it's just introducing more of my books. I have 10 books on Amazon. And
wow.
Yeah. And this, I want to, and I know this is far-fetched for some people, but I want to sell out the Emily Arena.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to be a headliner on that.
To do like
motivational speaker, a conference,
Good for you. And when it happened, come and let us know.
No, y'all will know. Y'all be right there.
Yes. Well, good for you. I think when we think about what the most pressing issue is right now, what do you think that is, and what would be your message to those students or even adults who might be going through whatever that issue may be?
All right, put the phone down and follow your own algorithm. AI listens to us. It has no emotions. We have the emotions. We are in charge of our own life and our own algorithm. Put the phone down and discover who you are, the better version of you, and dare to believe. And I tell you what, when you start going on those trips where you're becoming a better version, you're going to lose the people that you thought supposed to be there. But at the end of the day, that's how you know that you're going the right way. It's keep losing them, keep moving forward. Let them talk while you keep grinding, because God has a mission for you. And that's what I would tell everybody, from kids all the way to adults. Become that better version of yourself.
JR, I ask this question to a lot of friends and people that I meet that do the same thing that you do. You exhaust yourself.
Yeah.
How and when does JR ever stop, and how are you refueled so you can keep going?
Every Thursday, except for today.
Not my Rooted in Progress. For interrupting your mental health day.
Yeah, no. Thursdays, we used to call it in the Army was Sergeant's Time Training, and we would release our soldiers before PT, and we wouldn't see them until Friday. And I took upon myself to start doing my guys like that because of their mental health. When I got out, I did that myself. On Thursdays, I don't even gym. I get in the pool. I don't do no homework. I don't do no calls, no life coaching. I'm just chilling, and that's what I do for myself. When I'm not traveling. Every Thursday. It's okay because I wanted to be here.
Okay.
I wanted to be here. I was not going. I picked the day. He sent me 4 days. I'm saying I'm coming right now because I don't know what's going to happen in 2 weeks.
Right.
So I need to close the moment right now. And whoever's listening to this message, there's somebody out there that's going to reciprocate this and say, you know what? Thank you, JR, for coming on Thursday. Thursday, and I might touch one, I might touch none, but at least I did what God needed me to do.
Well, and it's only a 30-minute show, so you still got time to get back in the pool.
You can go get in the pool tonight.
Yeah,
that's dope, man. That's
I love
dope.
that you do that on every Thursday. So that's like my Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I resonate with a lot of what you're talking about, because I host a lot of events. I don't necessarily do motivational speaking, but I will headline and keynote a lot of speeches, and it could be a room of 1,000 people. And I know half of them don't give a damn about what Deanne King got to say, right? But there's at least one, there's at least two, and that's the why. That's why we do this. We get on this show every single day, and all the people who hate us, whether it's because of how we look, what we say, what we're doing, who's on our show, regardless, but we know there's at least one.
Right.
There's going to be at least two who going to come back next Thursday and watch our show.
Mama Joe.
And support us. So I really resonate with what you're saying, because that shows, to me, that's the passion. And that shows the people who are dedicated in it for no matter how many people are in the room, because you know you're going to leave that room and at least impact one person. But I've had to do that too, and Sundays are my day. Sundays are my day where I block out. It's either just me or it's with family or something just way more grounded. Because otherwise, I don't know what the hell.
I need to get better at doing that, because
you got to be intentional.
We all wear many hats around, not only just around here, but even outside
in life.
And so, taking a pause for a second just to refuel. Because how am I able to give my best when I'm not even at my best?
Right. And that's why I tell everybody all the time. I said, where do the healers go get healed? Where do the speakers go get spoke to? And that's why I also have a podcast called The Motivators Table. But it's doing things like this. Whenever, let me know.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday. But this is why we do what we do. And I like me saying that the message to the kids, and you saw it and you picked it up, and then I'm here. It's all a full circle. It's all a blessing. I'm grateful. And that's what I am aligned to do right now. And that's what God wants me to do. And I'm going to keep hitting that hammer on that nail on the head. That's it.
That's amazing.
Well, we're supporting you all the way. How can people follow you? How can people access your books, your cartoon? I'm trying to see if I'm forgetting, or if they want to book you or attend some of your events. How do people do all of that?
My website, so the pictures that was going across, if you hit that QR code, www.thehoodmotivator.com has everything on there. Has my gear, has my cartoons, has my YouTube, has my podcast, has my books, has the book me. My daughter's my manager. Shout out to R McIntyre. She's 25 years old.
Your daughter?
My daughter's my manager, so shout out to her.
Come on, daughter being the manager.
Yeah, so shout out to her, and shout out to my team. Shout out to my cameraman, Jonas, one of the best cameramen out here in Tampa, if you guys want to book him. But find me on The Hood Motivator.
And that's Motivator, MOTIV, the number
with
8.
Yes.
TOR.
Yep.
Okay.
Good for
That
you.
8 is significant.
So real quick, before we wrap, man, give us one piece of advice that we all could walk away with.
I would tell you it's simple, and something that most of us grew up in the church hearing. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Just have faith in what you're doing. Believe who you are. Be confident. Let them call you arrogant. Let them call you whatever you need to do, because at the end of the day, you are doing something that they cannot do. So be the better version of yourself, and let's get it cracking.
Come on.
Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Do y'all know? Listen, you deal with the people like right in front of your face too, but then you have like the social media people too. But like with what we do and what I do, it's so much of that. It's so many people who always got something to say, right? And so I appreciate that word as well, because we often need to remind ourselves why we're here, and what really matters. For sure.
Remember NWA when they came out, not to cut you guys off, but they was mad because people was burning their records. And what Eazy-E said, all publicity is good publicity, no matter what. So if they talking, you got them talking. It used to hurt my feelings when people said things, but now this is what it is.
Right. I'm like, well, you talking now, huh?
Yeah. At least you talking.
Dr. R McIntyre, we appreciate you. Thank you for hanging with us.
Yes.
And congratulations on everything that you've done and that you will continue to do. We're proud of you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Of course.
Blue 5.
Oh, yeah. And we didn't even talk about the fact that you're a Sigma. Y'all, he crossed yesterday. No, I'm just playing. Not yesterday. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. Shout
out to my chapter, Sigma Psi Sigma.
Yes, to the D9 fam. I feel like I did something for y'all.
Yeah, you might have did. yeah.
You just guys,
It was
you guys
a
had the
few years
conclave.
ago.
Yeah, with a conclave here. It was deep
Last
here.
year.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
year, July. Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, do you know Rod?
All right, before
Rod, yeah.
We gotta go. You
Yeah,
know
we
Rod
gotta
Carter?
go. We gotta
Yeah, I know,
wrap up
yeah.
out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Folks, this is how you
Not
follow
you about
us.
to cut me off.
Yes.
Hey, y'all, we're live here on Rooted in Progress. Make sure you follow us. We are live every Thursday on the WFLA app and the WFLA Facebook page. Of course, we're on all streaming platforms as well. Y'all stay rooted.
Stay rooted, folks.
Trying to cut me off.